so we're back. We're going to jump right back into it. Okay, so paint me a picture. It's 2015, late 2015, early 2016. Who is Travis? What's going on in your life?
All right, so yeah, I was, that little run before you and I reconnected. We reconnected in, I don't know, like April, May, late April, early May of 2016. So I don't know, the 6 months prior to you, I was outside during that stretch. I was outside T for sure. For the first time in my life, the pieces of the puzzle had started fitting together.
Okay.
I was working a great job. I was making a little paper. I was doing right by my kids. I was doing right by the mothers of my kids. I had kind of, put that chapter of my life behind.
So you were done. The door was closed.
Yeah, those doors were closed.
With both of them.
Yeah. Closed than they had ever been. One of them, it was slam shut, and the other one, it was figuring out. We were still trying to figure out the co-parenting thing.
So one, it was slam shut. The other one, it was creaked. It was a little crack. It was a little crack.
No, it wasn't really no other crack. It just was, we were still figuring out co-parenting. Yeah, I'm being honest. Okay. But we, so I was outside. I was out. I was kicking it. I was, and I'm not a good juggling 3-4 women type of guy, but I was giving it my best shot during that era. Like, I'm notoriously bad at that. I'm not a good liar. I'm not good at playing games. I'm notoriously bad at it. And so, but I was trying to juggle. That was my Bill Bellamy How to Be a Player era right there.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Was it like that many women like in the movie though?
Yeah, it wasn't right. It was stupid.
Okay, so answer me this. Why? If you know you're not good at it, right, why were you trying to do that? Why?
Because I had been through some long stuff.
Yeah.
I had been through a decade plus with 2 different women, and it just was a lot. And so I
get dating and not being in a committed relationship, but to just be like juggling women just because you can?
Well, no. All right. So for guys that are like operating in the player space, there's a few different hats we wear. There's the guy that is just bluntly blunt. Like, nah, I'm not, I don't have no woman. Deal with it. There's that guy, and I'm not him. I care too much. I'm too much of a softie to be him. There's the super slick. You just can't never catch him. Like, he just,
I hate them.
He is conniving. He's slick. He in one door and out the other.
Them kind usually be real fine too.
Yeah. So there's that dude that he's just craftier than you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shifty.
Yeah. Shifty. There's that guy.
Yes.
And then there's probably a couple different other guys, but then there's guys. So my character is the relies on being charming, being silly, being like, oh no, baby, you didn't catch me. Like, no, you ain't see that for real, did you? Like, no, you can't possibly think that, like, yeah, I got her number, but like the silly, charming, cute, like that was my angle when I was playing games. I was very silly. I was very like.
So you really thought you was Mace for real?
Oh, I was Mace. That's like exactly.
How Mace was like, I just said that to get you, man.
That's like, who I was.
No, you didn't.
That is who my game was patented after. Yeah. If you go back and listen to the Harlem World album, that's how.
Yes.
You can come all you want to. Money, I'm a flush. That was me. Yes.
Okay.
That was who I patterned my game after.
Okay.
We was gonna have a great time together. I was gonna be silly as hell. You was gonna be like, I don't know why I like him. I just like, that was my angle.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, so what about you? What were you on in that era? What was late 2015, early 2016 like for you?
So during that time, I was actually married.
Okay.
But we were basically living separate lives. Like, he was out of town a lot, and I was at home a lot, and so yeah, we were married on paper,
married but separate.
Okay. Yeah, we lived very separate lives. I had my friends. I would go out with my friends.
Okay.
He would be out of town. with whoever he was out of town with. So yeah, it was just, yeah, we lived very separate lives. He would come home a couple of days, like during the week, to go to work because he still worked locally here in Huntsville. This was before like working from home and, you know, all that stuff existed. So he would come home a couple of days to go to work. But Thursday, he was out of town. Like Thursday afternoon, maybe Wednesday, depending on how his schedule was looking, he was out of town, and you know that was it.
So that was. Were you in a situation where it was like, okay, the writing is on the wall. Like this is going downhill fast.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because you can't sustain that energy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't want to change.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, there was nothing that could be done. So then I was married, but living a separate life. Okay. And so, yeah, I was, you know, just kind of working and just trying to figure out, like, do I want to end this marriage? Do I want to put my all into it and have it come to Jesus again? And let's try to work it out again. Let's suggest therapy, like do all of this stuff again. Or do I just want to, I see what it is, wash my hands and start anew. That's what was happening with me in late 2015.
Okay. So then now, because when I started DMing, you was not married.
Okay. Yeah.
So
for sure.
I'm just clearing it up.
Oh yeah.
So when was there? When were you single, Ash, on paper and in reality?
I was divorced. My divorce was final in May of 2016.
Oh, okay. All right. So it was right around the time where I sent the DM.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, but you and I knew each other from a previous chapter of our lives. Mm-hmm. I had a clothing store. Mm-hmm. You used to come in as a girlfriend, and ultimately, you know, well, no, because you weren't married then, but at the time you were a girlfriend of a frequent shopper.
Yes.
But it was never no silly stuff. You and I we never talked on the low. We never entertained one another on the low. You were a girlfriend. You was a basketball wife.
Oh my gosh, please stop. Why are you saying that?
Because you was a sneakerhead wife. Okay.
That's not what a basketball wife is.
No, but what I'm saying, I'm making it relatable to us. You was a sneakerhead's wife. Okay. So you used to come through the store with him or whatever. I thought you were attractive, no doubt about it. Yes. But we never crossed any lines.
And you were also very married.
Yeah. I mean, what you trying to say?
You were also very married.
I had a lot going on at the time.
Your children in the store.
Oh, the kids were in the store, no doubt about it.
I don't remember seeing I don't ever remember seeing Maya or Kaden in there. I remember seeing Tyler.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All three made their appearances.
Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. I'm sorry. My goodness. Hopefully we can mute that out. All right. So Travis, my shit, Jesus. All right. So my body was doing hella shit just now.
We don't gotta talk about it.
All right. So here we are. All right. So next comes you and I knew each other from a previous chapter, and I sent a couple. You know, the way I remember it was you and I were both back to back in somebody's comment section. Either it was a happy birthday, happy anniversary. It was something. We were congratulating somebody on something, and you were right above me in the comment section. Like I was the next person to comment. Yeah. And I was like, who is Ashley?
This was spring 2016.
Yeah, spring of 2016.
Okay, yes.
So I'm like, Ashley, you know, your maiden name. And I said, where do I know this girl from? Where do I know her? And so I clicked on your page and I said, oh, that's homegirl. Because by this time we hadn't seen each other in like 3 years.
Yeah,
I had closed my store.
Yeah.
And so we hadn't seen each other for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's baby girl from back in the day or from a few years prior. And and of course, remember 2010's Facebook, you used to scroll on a person's photos and you could kind of tell a story, see what they had going on.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Look at their recent posts. And I saw you had cleaned house with pictures. And I said, oh, because your pictures, you weren't a heavy poster anyway.
Right.
And so now your posts didn't tell a life. They told random one-off weird. And so I was like, oh, she did a scrub.
Yeah, I definitely did a scrub.
She did a scrub. And so I said, oh, she outside. She's something. And so I sent you a DM.
Something has changed.
Yeah. And so I sent you a DM, a couple of them, on some, hey, what's up?
Yeah, you did send me a couple of DMs, but at that time I just was not interested in like men, period.
Okay. You had switched to the other side.
And see, this is how rumors get started. No, I did not switch to the other side.
Okay.
I was not interested.
I thought you was left and right-handed. So I didn't know how many hands you had.
Let me clear that up. I was not interested in dating.
Oh, okay.
Okay. My divorce had been finalized. In between that time, I had spun the block on somebody that I had dated like previously.
Okay.
That was a fail.
Okay.
And so I just was not interested in dating, like, period.
Okay.
And so you know, even though I remember you from back in the day, and it was always pleasant, it was cool, it was never no line crossing or nothing like that, I just wasn't interested.
Okay.
And so yeah, I responded, but it was just kind of like super dry.
So I would send you a couple messages, try to pick and poke with you, and you would be very light. You kept it plain, kept it boring.
Yeah.
And then after 3-4 sentence exchanges, one of us just wouldn't reply back.
Yeah.
And then a week or two would go by.
Yeah.
And then I would engage again, and same thing. You would reply. We would have 3, 4, 5 sentence banter that wasn't really going nowhere.
We weren't talking about nothing.
It was dry as hell.
Yeah.
And then again, one of us just wouldn't reply.
Yes.
And then a couple more weeks would go by. So we played this game for, probably like a 2-month, because it would be, we'd talk one day. That was kind of it.
Yeah.
And so, and then after 3 or 4 times playing that game with you, trying to get your attention, you not really biting, and me saying, all right, I'm out for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Then I was done.
Yeah.
Until this one fateful Saturday where you turned into, hold on, let me say this. Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't the only person that had a dream.
Okay, so
the good Reverend wasn't the only one that had a dream. Amen?
Amen. When we had that separation, the long pause from you just falling off completely to me having a dream, how long of a time gap do you think that was?
Probably a couple weeks, because we would talk, and then 2 weeks would go by. We'd talk again 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Talk again 3. So 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, so I feel like it was longer. I feel like it was maybe like 5 weeks.
Okay, all right.
So we'll say
I was done.
We'll say there was a 3 to 5 week gap of pure quietness.
Yes.
No picking, no poking. Remember back when you could poke somebody on Facebook?
Yeah. I was
picking, no poking. I used to poke people. That was my way of flirting. I will poke you. Okay. So anyway,
I never got poked by you.
Yes, you did. Okay. Yes, you did. There was no picking. There was definitely no poking for 3 to 5 weeks, right? Okay, so at this time, I was working at a call center, and I had to work on a Saturday.
Okay.
And I was, working. Saturdays are usually pretty chill, so I was working. I was doing some, internet scrolling on the side, just catching up on some life things, right? And so I had a dream about you. Yes, I had a dream about you that Friday night. Okay. And so I'm like, okay. And I never did. When you and I would pick and poke, it was always through Messenger.
Yes,
because we still had not exchanged phone numbers.
Didn't have each other's numbers.
Didn't have each other's phone numbers. So that Saturday morning, I was at work. I got there, adjusted, working, just doing my thing. It was a beautiful Saturday.
Beautiful Saturday.
Was it August?
Yes.
August of 2016. Yep. Okay. Your birthday had just passed, like
my
maybe a week or two prior.
My birthday had just passed. My birthday had just passed.
Yeah, your birthday had just passed like a week or two prior. Okay, so I'm at work and I'm like going through my messenger to reach out to you because I had a dream about you Friday the night prior. So in this dream, I had a dream that you was basically my work bae. Okay. Like you was my work dude boy. You was like in love with me at work, and whatever I told you to do, like, hey Travis, I need some ice in my cup.
Like I was corny. I was lame.
No, you weren't lame. You just liked me.
Oh, so, I liked you. I was a work do boy.
Yeah, you were a work do boy, but you weren't do boy, meaning you liked me and you did whatever I asked you to do. Oh, okay. But not in no lame like pushover. Like I'm using you type of way. Like it was cute. Yeah. Okay. And so in my dream, you were like my work bae, do boy, and you would do whatever I asked you to do. Okay. If I asked you to give me some ice, I need you to go get me a cold Sprite.
Yep.
Come rub my feet, whatever.
Yep.
Okay. So in a dream, you were rubbing my feet.
Okay.
At work. And so, boo.
I'm go ahead, baby.
Don't do that right now.
Well, okay, all right, sweetie.
Anyway.
Stuff on him.
Okay, so
I'm sorry. He had stuff all over him.
Okay. I appreciate you keeping it clean. Okay. So you in that dream, I said, "Hey, my feet are hurting at work.
Okay.
I need you to come under my desk and rub my feet."
Okay.
And you did it.
Okay.
And so I text you on Messenger. I reached out to you on Messenger to say, "Hey, I had a dream about you last night." And your response to me was what?
Whatever happened in the dream can happen in real life. Come over.
You said, "Call me."
Call me.
And then
The next thing I would have said was, "Come over."
You said, "Call me," and then you sent me your number.
I was having the greatest Saturday ever.
Yeah, tell me about your Saturday.
What were you doing? I had a date that night that I was pretty sure was going to end up in the young lady coming back to my place. So I got up that Saturday morning. I didn't have the kids that day. I got up that Saturday morning. I washed my car. I came back and cleaned my apartment with the playlist blasting. I had the incense. I had stopped at the Arab spot and got the incense right. I had hit the little Kroger, picked up a couple little things, a little fruit, a little this, a little that. Yeah, I was going to.
So you was going to make some cocktails with some
Yeah, I was going to have a great night. You was going
to set it out.
We were going out for a date. But,
y'all were going to a concert.
If I remember correctly, this would have been No, I don't think the concert was that day. I think the concert was the following week.
Oh, okay.
But I think that I had a date planned that night. And so you and I, it just was that simple. You called me, I got the DM, and I lost my mind. It was like at noon, 1 p.m.
Yes.
No. You DM'd me at 10 a.m.
Yeah, it was early.
On some good morning. I had a dream about you. Holler at me later. And I replied right back. And then you didn't call till you got off.
Right.
So when you got off work, I was like,
at 1.
Yeah, I was charged up because it had been 3 hours.
Yes.
And so I was replaying how I was going to say what I was going to say. I had it all mapped out.
Yeah.
And then we got on the phone and we just kind of we fell in love.
You scratched your plan.
We fell in love over the phone that day. We talked for...
Kiss me through the phone.
Kiss me through the phone. We talked for 4 hours that day.
Yeah, we were on the phone for 4 hours.
To the point where I was borderline late for my date.
Yeah.
Because by this time, I was like Brandy in the little video. My feet was in the air against the wall. I was twirling the phone cord.
Sitting up in my room.
I was like, I was cute. I went back to high school that day. I was cute. No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
Yeah, it was a really good conversation.
It was a great, we talked for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And so by that time, all I remember is literally throwing on my shirt and hoodie or shirt and t-shirt and shorts or whatever and running out the house.
Hirachis on for that date. You had some Hirachis on, the all white ones.
Please stop. You hate how I showed up to our first date. As big a sneakerhead as I am, I made the wrong choice shoe for our first date. Yeah.
I hated your whole outfit.
It was our first lunch date. My outfit was trash. Ooh. But the thing was, it was a spontaneous lunch date. It wasn't planned.
It wasn't pre-planned.
I had just went to work like a regular, it was like a regular Wednesday.
Yeah.
I wasn't putting on that day. I just threw on whatever. And then I had a lunch date with you, and I was like, oh, this is what I got on?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was having a cubicle Wednesday until we decided to go to lunch that day.
Yeah, you definitely planned to go through somebody's drive-through. You didn't plan to be outside.
No, that was not, that was not an outside lunch date. Yeah,
I could tell.
But so we DM'd each other. We talked all day that day, and then that started it.
Yeah.
That started it. I'm not going to act like I knew something crazy, amazing thing. I knew that I was crazy about you after we hung up the phone that day. I remember texting you from my date and saying, I'm thinking of you. I really enjoyed today. I kept it cool, but it was I really enjoyed today.
Yeah, not I miss you, but you was like, I enjoyed talking to you today. It was unexpected or something you said to that effect.
Yeah,
which it was. So it was cool. So we talked on the phone for 4 hours.
Yes.
And then you went on your date.
Yeah.
And then at the end of your date, you text me and basically hope that I had a good night. Or,
Yeah.
you know, the rest of my day went well or something
All
like
the things,
that.
all the
and
things.
that you were looking forward to talking to me again. And did I respond that night? Or
No,
did I
you kept a pace. Like you would never, because
Yeah.
here's the interesting thing about you is you encouraged me to the things I already had on my calendar. Like at all my little dates, I got to go on all my little dates
Yeah.
that I had around the time of you and I like really connecting in August. You were like, no, hey, that's like, if that's what you got going on, enjoy yourself. And I was overly honest with you.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I was supposed to go on a little date. I had this planned for 2 weeks, but you and I kind of texting now. And you was like, no, go have a great time.
Yeah, I wasn't, do your thing. Like, because just honestly, you was going to do it anyway. Yeah, and just you weren't going to tell me about it. And I didn't have any expectations from you. We are just talking. And I feel like that's part of like the, whatever that goes wrong early in relationships. People just aren't communicating openly and honestly. And for me, you wasn't my man and I wasn't your lady. And we were just getting to know each other. I won't even say we were talking. We were getting to know each other. So
I don't love how you're such a, when the feelings ain't there, you just be real disconnected. Like, like you talked about when it comes to breakups, you believe in severing the arm. Like you don't do a lot of, whereas I'ma leave the door open ass dude. I invented leave the door open. I leave the door cracked with everybody. But I'm just not, that's just how I always left the door open.
Yeah.
And you are it's when we close that chapter is closed to me.
Yeah, I just feel like when people leave cracked doors and window sills and all of that, it just causes confusion. There are blurred lines. There are no boundaries.
Right.
Somebody feels like it's okay to do this, but the other person be like, nah, we ain't doing it. But we just did this last night.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's just blurs and confusion.
You prefer either we are or we aren't.
Yeah.
It ain't you don't like, and see, I like all of this. What's in between we are and we aren't? I love this space. It's so much room in here. There'd be a lot going on in here.
It's a lot of chaos.
I love
it's a lot of chaos and confusion, and that's how folks' windows get busted.
Yeah.
That's how folks' tires get slashed.
Yeah.
Folks get bleach on their clothes and wigs.
That's how folks almost lose their jobs.
And that's how people almost lose their jobs.
That
blurry lines of confusion.
But all right, so let's park there for just a quick second.
Do we need to take a break before we get into this, or what?
Yeah, we need to take a break. We passed time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's take a break.
All right, we'll take a break.
All right. Peace.
All right, so to kind of pick up where we left back off.
Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back. To pick up where we left off, I almost lost my job, and that's what kind of did it for me in August. Because yet again, you and I, which kind of goes back to the fact that you and I say this all the time, we never would have worked until the very exact day that we worked.
Right.
Because so many things have been going on for both of us. We were both kind of over it, dealing with, culminate, and we was kind of over each other because we had been kind of trying to flirt and pop, and it wasn't happening.
Yeah,
and then you had the dream, and it re-engaged things. But then, there was another point where I almost lost my job, and that was the thing that sat me down. I said, oh, maybe I don't need to date. And I was kind of done.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of somebody that I never met before to this day. I've still never met them face to face.
Okay.
We have a mutual friend. Mutual friend connected us, played Connect the Dots, because this person doesn't even live in Huntsville. And so, but you and she and I over the spring and over the summer would text. This is when I tried Snapchat for the first time.
Okay.
First and only time I tried Snapchat. But she would send me in the mornings, she would send me wake up snaps. They'll be like, good morning, I just rolled out of bed. But she would have on a full face of makeup and everything, and her hair would be done. But she would be wrapped in the sheet. And it just, it was the first time.
It was sensual.
Yeah, but it was the thing for me. It was the first time where I'd be like, wait a second, I'm not like, I know I don't turn. I ain't never, don't get me wrong. Do I think I'm a handsome guy? Yes. But I've never been a heartthrob. And she made me feel like I was heartthrob for her. Like she just was so in the mood by me and enthralled. And I just kind of, I didn't believe it. Cause I look at me every day. I'm like, you know, you win on personality. Like you don't win. No, wait a second. That don't be like right. But I'm like, yeah, like me being honest with myself, like, hey, wait a second. Like, do I think I'm a handsome guy? Yes, but she going crazy over me. Like, you know, would send me snaps and, oh, I spent the whole night staring at your picture and I did this and that. And I was like, well, you looked at my face all night? And it caused you to do, and so I just wasn't feeling her like that. And she would be like, come to my city for a long weekend. I got all this type of stuff planned. And I'd be like, yo, that's a lot for me.
Yeah.
Why don't I meet you halfway? There's a city in between she and I, you know, and so I said, well, why don't we meet here and we vibe out and we see what's up? That way it's not home for you. Because I just did not feel right about this. It had been a while since I had somebody just in like crazy head over heels about me.
Yes.
And it just made me uncomfortable.
You just wasn't feeling the vibe.
So like the end of it all was in August. She had really wanted to see me, and I canceled. And I went and hung out with some friends, or I did something like that. And she went on LinkedIn, reached out to my job that I was working at the time, sent a message to the company through LinkedIn. And said that this employee of yours has been using the employee tools, the employee computer, the employee email, the employee phone to have phone sex with me and say this and say that. And like man, when I got to work that Monday, they brought me in the HR director's office and the VPs they was all in there. And they were reading her emails out loud. And she had these fake screenshots of things that I had supposedly sent her. And they had the IT guy pull all my emails for the last 6 months, pull all my phone records for the last 6 months. Had done a bunch of stuff, had asked me to turn over my personal email and all of that type of stuff. I
wouldn't have gave him my personal email.
I did not. I refused that.
Okay.
I refused that. But at the same time, it wasn't nothing in there.
Yeah,
but I still did not do that. But they pulled my work records and they didn't find any of the screenshots. She said I was sending her this stuff. First off, I wasn't sending it at all. But she said I was sending it from my work computer. He sends me, you know, erect pictures on the work email and stuff like that. I had never done any of that. Never.
So you were not sending her any pictures?
I was not sending. No. Okay, we only talked on Snapchat. Okay. And it was like she would send me a bunch of snaps. I'm not that guy.
You wasn't sending her snap pictures
no. That's not my lane. No. And so the company had me block her. They went in and blocked her IP. They did all that. They sent her a letter from the company's lawyers. And so, because it was all fabricated. Yeah, it was crazy.
We have to acknowledge it's some type of way since you put it on the company
and so
website.
That's when I realized like playing games I had went too far. Even though the craziest thing is all like the one person that tried me and got me in trouble is the one person I didn't really play no games with. Yeah. Because we never met, we never spent any time together, nothing like that. Yeah. She kind of had created a mystical fantasy of she and I in her mind. And so, but when that happened, it made me look at all the actions I was doing to the girls that could say I was playing games and all of that type of stuff. And
bust the windows at your car.
Yeah, I never had chill out now. But that's what got me out the game. Yeah. And so I was done being a player. I retired from all of that energy.
Yeah, because at this point in time, when this job stuff is going on, you and I are talking on the phone. We're communicating. We're texting, but not really on let's date each other. I want to be with you type of stuff. Yeah. Because I was still, going through stuff,
Yeah.
and really didn't want nothing to do with like a man from that perspective. And you was going through this job stuff with this girl, and the other 15 girls that you was dating at the time. 15. And so
it just was a lot.
It was,
it was a
we
lot.
both kind of had a lot going on.
Yeah. And then, but then you and I started going on little dates.
Yeah.
We used to go downtown a lot. We used to go downtown, and I just felt early on, I knew you were different. I felt different around you. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to explore the opportunity with you only. Mm-hmm. And by October, we were fully committed to each other.
We were committed to each other by October, but in the meantime, I was very open and honest with you about, hey, like you were saying in the earlier segments, you would be like, hey, I got this date with this girl. And I was just like,
I did a lot. I did a lot while you and I still I went to New Orleans with a girl, like I went on a couples trip. I went to New Orleans on a couples trip.
You did invite me on that, though.
I did. I tried to sneak you in at the last, but you said no. I know I'm not the first girl that you. I'm not even. I'm the first and second. And you're right. You was like the 39th girl I had invited to that trip. Or you told me I was the fourth. So I was probably like the 8th. Yeah. But no, I went to New Orleans on a couples trip with a bunch of friends. I had a few other dates and things like that. Now, the one thing you did do, you did take them Beyonce tickets when they was offered up. Of course. You was, I'll go on a date with you.
What Drake say? All the girls love Beyonce? Yeah. Of course we
do. You didn't, when I called you and said, hey, I got Beyonce tickets, you was like, we can go. Yeah. But you also told me,
no damn food.
You also told me no social media.
Yes. And what'd you do?
I posted us. We took pictures, but you said, Travis, I don't want to do social media right now with you. It's still too new. I'm not ready yet.
We don't even go together.
Yeah. And right as the show was starting, you and I took a selfie when we first sat down in our seat. So it was hella empty. We took an empty chair because we got there early.
Yeah.
And we had a really good time. And we took a selfie. And you again reminded me, okay, we not posting. And I said, oh, yeah, got it. And then I waited till literally right before the beat dropped and the lights flared. Right as that was happening, I just went in my phone real quick and hit post. So I probably waited, because like I said, we was empty. Yeah. So I probably waited an hour or so.
I would say you waited an hour, but we still said no posting.
I did. I was
We don't even go together. What you posting me for?
Yeah. Maybe we need to share that picture too. Our first social media picture.
Yes.
So we did that.
But you did that.
I did that. Oh yeah, you did.
And then you got mad at me because I did not post.
You did not repost it. You didn't even like it. I'm staying away from that. That's on your timeline only, buddy. That kind of made me feel away. But I did that. I did that because I don't know. I'm a door crack guy. I don't know how to close doors. And to me, that was a way for me to close doors. Mm-hmm. I'm going to just post her and say, because what's higher than that? In 2016, what was higher than who you took to the Beyonce concert? Because you ain't take your bus down to Beyonce.
That's true.
You ain't take your side chick to Beyonce.
Definitely wasn't me.
If guy and girl went to Beyonce together, they were together.
Yeah.
We
weren't together, but I appreciate you for taking it.
Yeah, and so that was the statement that I was making.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And so I posted it, and by the time we got out of the concert, remember I had DMs.
You had so many ladies cussing you
ugly.
out.
It was ugly for me that night.
That ride home
was trash.
It was horrible because you was getting cussed out.
I should have just stayed off of my phone until we got back and we separated.
Impossible.
But of course, you can't stay off your phone, and so I'm into it. That was a really trash drive back home.
It was trash.
As I'm reading DMs and you weak at all
people
of the things.
People was recording us and like sending snippets of us walking through Bridge.
It was trash. It
was crazy.
So but that was the story. That's how we jumped off the porch to becoming a couple. That was Beyonce was like October 6th, and then on Halloween I asked you to be my girlfriend.
So yeah, we went to the Beyonce concert.
Yeah.
We had a good time at the concert. I remember
Yes.
you hated my outfit.
Oh, I did not like your outfit.
Ladies, this was doing the gladiator sandals.
I do not like a Jesus sandal on a woman.
So we had I had the flat sandals on, and these were the gladiators that like came like right below your knee.
Do not like them.
So I had them tied all the way up.
I'm not a fan.
And then I had this. I thought my outfit was cute. It was like an oversized. We got to make sure we post that.
Yes.
My solo picture too. But it was like an oversized one sleeve. Like
you look like Sasha Fierce.
I was going to see Beyonce.
Yeah, it ain't do it
Travis
for me.
hated my outfit
At
but
all. I didn't like it.
I'm going to be comfortable and cute. That's my thing. Like, I'm going to be comfortable and cute. It was October in Nashville.
Right.
Yeah, I can't have on spandex and I'm sweating and all this type of stuff. Like, I need the air to flow through me. So, yeah, I thought I was cute. Travis hated my outfit.
Did not like it.
He did not like it.
But by the end of the month, we were together and we was in a,
I asked you your girlfriend
Halloween.
On Halloween.
I told you, listen, I'm not scared of commitment. Let's try it. That was my line.
That's what he said.
That's what I said. On Halloween, I said, I'm not scared. It's a lot of ghosts and goblins in my past.
That's exactly what he said. It's a lot of ghosts and goblins in my past. I think you wrote it in a card or something.
Yeah.
It's a lot of ghosts and goblins in my past.
Yeah.
But I'm not scared of commitment.
But I'm not scared of commitment.
I want you to be my lady.
I want you to be my lady.
Will you be my girlfriend?
Will you be my girlfriend?
That's what he said.
That's exactly what I said. And you said? Yes.
I said, of course I'll be your girlfriend.
You said, I do not got nothing else better to do on this Tuesday.
Of course I'll be your girlfriend. So then you was my boyfriend and I was your girlfriend on Halloween.
Yeah. And that's it. We've been rocking.
We've been rocking ever since.
We ain't never broke up.
We ain't never broke up.
We got married.
We got married. No.
Got engaged first.
We got engaged first.
Then
we never broke up?
We never broke up, Ashley. You don't recall us breaking up.
I feel like somebody tried, though.
Yeah, I tried multiple times.
Okay, we'll discuss it in part 2. There will be a part 2, guys, because I'm trying to figure out why. What was the scare? What was going on?
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we've told the story of us, but now we have to delve into the feelings of it all.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah. Come back, y'all. Episode 2.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, part 2.
Part 2.
Episode 107 of the story of Travis and I, how we ended up here where we are today.
Deal.
All right, see y'all.
All right, peace.